Hello. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's been having a good morning. What's up, everybody? What's up, Pazuzu? What's up, Megan? What's up, NCF? Scotty? FRM? Gold? Scum? NCF? I think I already said hi to you. But Jishi? Let? What's going on, Iron? What's going on, everybody? Overtired having to flip my schedule in a single day? What happened? Hello, my goat? What's up, Liv? Sacker, what's up? Hello. Tam, what's up? How you guys doing? I took my camera out for a little bit of a walk around the town.
There once was a man named Alex.
Oh.
He had an abnormally long middle toe.
Huh?
His family dog got a hold and he screamed out Alexotos.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's identical to what happened to me and how I got my name at this point here. Scotty has it nail on the head right there. I appreciate that, Scotty. Thank you so much for 21 months, dude. I don't watch sports. I know a lot of people are into sports. I unfortunately cannot converse into sports at all with you guys because I have no idea with any sports at all. It's been a long time. So yeah, I have zero clue when it comes to sports. Sorry, guys. I got an Envoy this week, opted for the polycarbonate frame, and it sounds so good. What did you end up putting inside of it? It's 3 a.m. where I'm from. God, it's so late. I think the latest I can stay up these days is like 1:30. Maybe if I'm pushing it. Maybe 2 o'clock. But I think 1:30 is like my normal, like, if I'm staying up late. Although I'd prefer to go to bed usually like 12:30. I think that's the latest I want to stay up. Just got finished watching your last stream on the Class 0413. Such a cool looking board. Yeah, it was it's heavy. I want to rebuild it. I didn't have a chance to desolder it because I opted to go take a long walk yesterday to take some photos. Didn't really get too many shots, unfortunately, but it was nice spending some time outside. I think I'm starting to value not being behind a computer screen 24/7, so I prefer it. Hey, can you guys see Avo's chats? He's restricted. So nice. No, they can't. You were banned in Lightning keyboards. Did you get banned in Diego's? I'm gonna be honest, Avo, I don't know how to fix that, man. I don't know how to fix. You guys don't see it, but Avo is like, Avo's having a mini panic attack right now. I don't know how to fix the universal ban here. You know what, Avo? We'll do this /VIP Avo. I think this will work. Oh, there you go. You're good now. I'll give you VIP anyways. Now Avo can be sussy AF just like you. Oh shit. Certified Avo moment. What did you do to piss off him, man? Dude got free VIP. It's okay. I'll only do it for a day. That's what I did for Tim, and it seemed to fix the problem. So if we banned in other chats, we get VIP'd. Oh, God, no. Don't start this trend. No, I don't know how to fix that. I share a ban list with Mr. Diego because we've had troublesome people in both of our streams. So we have like a universal ban list. And sometimes it works against us when we're being silly. It's been a while since I caught your stream. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. It's whatever. It's a Sunday. What's up, Maine? How you doing? I hope you're doing good. I hope your Sunday's doing fantastic. Thank you so much for 6 months, Maine. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's a Sunday. I went yesterday to take some pictures. I've been trying to practice taking photos with a 28mm lens. NCF, thank you so much for 6 months. I really appreciate the love, guys.
Kissing face, kissing face,
oh God,
kissing face. Love you lots, Alex.
Thank you, dude.
Kissing face, kissing face,
baby.
kissing face.
But yeah, I've been practicing a 28mm. It's actually a very difficult focal length for me because okay, it's essentially the iPhone. Like the one-time zoom on the iPhone. That's basically what that is. Also, Nana, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you for using your Prime here. So 28 is a little bit tougher. But then I've been also trying with 35. Because I'm not really like too keen on both 35 and 28. But dude, 35 has been a joy to kind of learn. Full frame. 35 has been a joy. 28 proving more difficult. I am able to get some more shots with it that I normally wouldn't get. And obviously you can crop in a little bit. But it is genuinely a fun learning experience with a 28. It's proving the worst for me out of the learning curves. Like I said, I managed to score a good few shots, but fuck is it hard. I don't understand the millimeter sizing measurements for cameras. Using APS-C is not making this easier. Okay, you guys want a really good... I feel like no one does explain this very well. Let me give you guys an explanation on APS-C versus full frame versus medium format. All right, do I have like some different colors? Here, we'll use this. It's my little charging pad. All right, imagine this is your 50 millimeter lens, okay? This is a 50 mil lens on a crop sensor, all right? Now, you get whatever's inside this square, let's just say. So that's 50 mil, all right? Now, 50 mil for full frame.
Hello, my love.
Hi, Mark. How you doing, dude? 50 mil for full frame is this size. And people might be like, oh, this is a 50 millimeter equivalent to this, or like the whatever equivalent to this. That means if you were to have 50 here and 50 here, even though the image seems bigger, if you take the center of that image, that is this. So, or sorry, is that right? Oh my God, now I'm confusing myself. But basically it kind of like goes in on itself. And then basically the other one would be, if you go medium format, it'd be this equivalent goes into that. But basically what this is if you have actually, no, I am doing it incorrect. If you have basically a certain focal length here that says it's 50 mil. If then you take a 50 mil for a full frame camera, it might seem bigger. Right? No, I am doing that.
So hyped for the Riva.
So essentially it's just kind of stacking in itself. So I have a 35 mil, what's it called? Lens for this. This would be the equivalent to like this, if whatever's in this frame right now would be equivalent to like, I don't know, like a 40 something millimeter. So basically, again, it's just kind of stacking in on itself. I guess that's the best way I can describe it. Just visually, I feel like it's easier to learn if you kind of like put squares inside of things. Yeah, and if you wanted to get this exact same framing, you'd need a more zoomed in lens on the full frame camera, which means you'd need like an 80 or 85 or whatever it is. But if you go from 50 to 50 to 50, it'll just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So for example, I've tried a 110 millimeter full frame or a medium format camera. And I've also used an 80 millimeter so nice.
Ayo,
crop sensor
months,
lens.
And then Riva V2.
Thank you, Abe.
Love the board
dude.
and love to Furky.
Dude, Fricky's pretty awesome, man. We'll talk more about the board here in a second. But I've tried both of those different focal lengths, and they both kind of frame the same. So 50 mil fits into this 50 mil, fits into this 50 mil. Do a photography stream, please. Your editing workflow and camera nerd talk. Yeah, I'm actually going to be slowly putting more photography stuff and just like, I guess my progress with relearning street photography and just like not keyboard stuff, but I will do some keyboard stuff too. I want to do more content with that because quite frankly, not for nothing, keyboards are fun. Like I love keyboards. I love the community around it. But this whole like, how can I say this? I am doing more photography write-ups on the site. Yeah, I'm going to be doing an editing thing next. That's like the next thing I'm actually interested in writing in. The hobby itself, so the keyboard hobby itself, when it comes down to like budget boards, and I don't know what else to call it, just cheaper entry-level stuff, whatever you want to call it. I don't know how anyone, like maybe it's just me, maybe I'm jaded, maybe it's just something that doesn't interest me. But like, even doing some of the more recent, like recently I kind of dabbled in it. Yeah, it's just, there's not a whole lot of difference with a lot of these boards. Maybe QK and Melotrix are doing some more different stuff, but like, I don't know, they're not very fun to kind of like look at sometimes and compare, like when we have one $90 board versus another $90 board, and it's just really comparing like apples just to different colored apples. I don't know, it's becoming a little bit, and I feel like that's the route the hobbies still, I thought it was deviating a little bit, going back towards some more of like the cooler customs done by community members and just like more artsy fartsy stuff. But it's kind of deviating back into just doing budget things. Like I got approached by a few companies this weekend and I've turned all of them down, regardless of what they were trying to pay. Just because like, I don't even know, like I would never use those keyboards. And it's just, their take on a entry-level board. I'm like, I don't want to compromise what I'm interested in. So there's enough Skylong and EpoMaker shills in the hobby. You keep doing you. Thank you, Jabal. Appreciate you, man. Then if you want to use Micro Four Thirds, cameras such as Olympus, I've always wanted to try Micro Four Thirds. I've never tried it. So 50 mil is like 100 mil, but it's not the same because you were getting different perspective for that crop. Oh, there's also compression for like the crop, okay, that's a whole other topic. There's some interesting things that I've learned now trying a medium format camera that I didn't even realize was like so harsh. So Fuji GFX 50S main camera when? It's not really my main camera because I don't know if, like how long I want to keep it and stuff. But I'm actually trying out a GFX 100 right now. Not the 2. The 2 is crazy. I have a feeling due to the economy at large, daily life shit is expensive. People are just opting for cheaper hobbies. I mean, probably. And I don't fault anyone for it. So what's the number one rule you can give a photography noob? Gear means basically nothing in this day and age. You have to have an eye for it. And you develop that eye, like any other art, by two things. All right? You develop it by A, just taking pictures. And then B, the number one thing is, I learned this in school, and I 100%, this is the only takeaway that I've ever learned in any of the art stuff that I've ever done. You learn by copying. Not everyone learns like that, but I would say the majority of people I've ever spoken to, what they'll do is they'll pick up someone they respect, someone they enjoy looking through their photos. They'll pick it up. They'll be like, hey, I love this guy's style. You then try to emulate their style. You will learn the most by trying to emulate your favorite photographer's style. Because then you get a sense of how they're framing things, how they're using lighting, how they're doing all these other things to basically get that photo. And then, guess what's I would say 99% of the time is gonna happen. You're gonna be like, well shit, now that I understand this, I wanna do other things. And then you develop your own style. I learned this in art class, I learned this in photography class, like I learned in all of my art-related studies. It all came down to you basically, I didn't want to say that, but yes, steal like an artist. But basically, you learn by studying other people's work and try to emulate it. That is the number one thing. Gear doesn't really matter. All right, just go and take pictures. You learn by that. And then you do studying of other people's arts and try to emulate it. All the other things, like, listen, I understand rule of thirds might be important to some people and all the other like intricate camera things. I will tell you right now, I would like to say that at one point I was actually like really more so into photography than I was to anything else. All that stuff I learned about rule of thirds and all this other shit, just throw out the fucking window. Like, those are nice rules to go by, but just learn by taking the photos. Do what makes you happy and what makes you feel like the picture's aesthetically pleasing. All right? You'll go through phases. You'll go through heavy editing phases. You'll go through phases of maybe you like a different type of camera lens. Like, you'll go through those phases, and eventually you'll end up on a spot where you're like, yo, I'm really happy with what I'm doing. So yes, I would say those are my only two rules if you're getting into that. As a designer, a graphic designer, I agree with you. Yeah, it also helps to hang out with photographers. Anything like, if you can get into some sort of club is also amazing. Talking to other people in the same industry as you is amazing for anything. You get a large sense of like what they're doing. I got to spend a week with my hero, David Albert Allard. That is awesome. How did that go? I think you can differentiate keyboards by it's made for the mass by trends and kept cheap, or by someone who puts the sales in the background and focuses on his idea and vision. Yeah, there's definitely that too. William Albert Allard. Okay, got you. Hi, Dustin. How are you? My day's okay. Could be better. How about yours? I was at a workshop in Jackson Hole. That's really cool. I do like KTT roses. I just don't have any left, so I haven't made the purchase for any because I have a lot of boards with them. I still think they're great switches. I do want to grab some more KTT roses. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. Good words of wisdom. I'm getting back into photography these days. Shooting with my old RX 103 has been a blast the past few weeks. Yeah, you'll learn. I think another thing that I would advise against is something called gas, and this probably applies to keyboards as well. It's a gear acquisition syndrome. You'll probably get gas a lot during, I know this sounds stupid to say, you'll probably get gas a lot during your photography endeavors. And I don't mean gas that comes out of your ass. I mean gas that like you're going to want stuff, bro. You're going to want tons of stuff, dude. You're going to be a farty photographer. Yeah, you're going to want a lot of stuff. My kit right now, my kit right now is pretty small. Like outside of the cameras for this, I don't know if you guys want to see my kit, what it looks like, but Riva acquisition syndrome. Yes, this is going to be a fun one today. So this is done by Furky, and this will be on sale at Oblotsky. Now the board itself, I haven't actually opened this. What is that noise? Oh, it's outside. Jeez, that's just like a bell. Someone like ringing a bell outside. It is a 6.5 degree type angle. It is a 18 millimeter front height. I don't know why Furky put 14 mil. Is it
you
really
gonna
14
put a ring
mil?
on it or what?
18 mil without cherry lip. Afternoon, my guy. Hell yeah. Ultra low USB-C position with some awesome things on the side, which we'll take a look at. And it's going to be priced at $340 plus shipping. Again, it'll be on Oblotsky, and it'll be a 4-month lead time with a pretty respectable manufacturer for this. So, Oblo and Furky, peak German community. Yeah, I've been quite excited to do this one here. I will have to do the stabilizers. I know they're already screwed on, so we'll be taking those off. And we do have the hot swap model here. There will also be a solderable model that you can actually get ISO support on. The hot swap model does not have that support, so just as an FYI. How does this open? Oh, interesting. Feeling severe gas for the 907-100C? I don't think you need that, clackbait. Can I share some experience with you, clackbait? Going medium format, like having dabbled in it now the last 2 weeks, is it's kind of a waste of time, bro. I'm gonna keep it a fucking $150 with you. Now I have to back up my hard drives like every other day because they're just getting like filled to the brim with like a few raw photos. So, oh, Furky already has it built? Ooh, this is a nice color. Oh, I see what they meant by the front height. Oh, wow, this is really pretty. Okay. Wow, this is really pretty in person. I gotta admit, this looks way better in person than Furky showed me. Not a slight to Furky. Love Furky, but wow, this looks pretty. Yeah, there's Turkish right there. Furky's right there, by the way. If you guys have questions for Furky, look at that side profile. Oh, that is great looking. So you guys can see there is a taper downwards over here, and then you can see how the light kind of reflects on the inside because it is curved there. I think that looks beautiful. You know, you got the whale here on the back, which is really cool. I guess an orca, which, you know, I like that theme it's kind of going for. Almost that wave of the ocean as well on the side over here. Very awesome. The back looks great. It is a super low USB-C. So the only issue I can possibly think of a USB-C being this low, some people opt to have really, I don't know a good word. They opt to have really beefy USB-C connectors. I don't know if that'll work for this. You might actually end up raising the board a little bit, but yeah, wow, that's really pretty. That is awesome looking. And then we have that cherry lip in the front. As you guys can see, it's a pretty nice cherry lip. And I guess this is 18 mil. I don't think that's 14 mil. Beefy like you. What material is the Orca? It looks like a copper. Is that correct, Furky? Oh, copper was just for proto. What's going to be on the end units here? Okay, I don't want to type on this yet. I'll end up transferring this over. Actually, will we? Yeah, we can. I'll end up transferring this keycap set over, but I don't want to type on this one yet. I want to build it up different today. Analog Dreams is a goated set. It does look nice in this purple. All right, we have our plate. This is I want to say it's polycarbonate plate of some sort. What's the plate we're using today, Furky? I don't know if that was in the notes. I don't think so. It's PP plate? Okay, it's a polypropylene plate. And then we could technically, but we're not going to today because it's a hot swap, do this plateless. Because it is mounted on the PCB. So nice. Right there. Tirade, thank you so much for the prime. I really, really appreciate that, man. Thank you guys all for the support here, guys. All right, cool. Let's unscrew these stabs and start lubing them, and then we'll pop in all the switches and get this going. For some reason, I thought I was soldering today. So I got all that stuff ready, too. Who did the PCB? It is by, I'm going to butcher this, Langerhans? Am I saying that right? I've never used one of their, at least I don't think I have, but very cool, very cool. You said it right the second time. I don't even remember what I said the second time. Hydrate, got you. Langerhans? Okay, you know what, you toy? Alex is learning German. I really want to visit Germany. There's some really cool photos of churches that I've seen there that I think would make some awesome photography. Pen Pop by Reluctant. I got you. But yeah, I think, like I said, we were talking about it earlier. Yeah, this is the right thing. I do want to start more photography things. Just like processes of whatnot, you know? Boom. Hello, Mr. Alex. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay, Izim. How are you? So is this the Riva? So is this the Riva ongoing? What do you mean by that, Toxic? The Frankfurt meetup in June? Ooh, that could be a fun combination of things. Yeah, I mainly just want to do a little bit of exploring, and like I said to you guys earlier, I kind of want to like dial down on screen time, which I kind of did yesterday. I don't know how you guys have been feeling about it, but I've been feeling very, very overwhelmed by screen time.
We're
basically.
Back. Hope you're having a good one, Alex.
I'm having an okay one. How about you? Like, even spending the day outside yesterday, I feel very, very refreshed coming back to streaming, literally from one single day. And it makes me wonder, like, I just kind of put some stuff into perspective with screen time. I was thinking about it a lot last night, you know? I feel like all my activities involves the screen. Yeah, and it's been fatiguing to, like, not even my eyes. Like, even past that, it's been fatiguing just, like, thinking about all... Oh, man. Like, okay, let me posture check and hydrate. 1 second. Let me say this. It's not even so much the streaming. It's really just screen time. Like, here's kind of how my day goes. Aesthetic, thank you so much for the tier 1, man, for 17 months. And S3 Bo, thank you so much. Is it Sebo? Thank you so much for the tier 1, man. I really appreciate that. here's kind of how things go for me. Like, I'll wake up and I'll do some moderate reading, just like random stuff about things I'm interested in. That stuff there, I feel like even is kind of fatiguing sometimes too. But then sometime during the day, and I feel like I'm getting better at this, I'll boot up Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, and some other apps just to like check what else I'm doing or what else is happening. And then, dude, it's like you get bombarded by the dumbest shit online. Like, I was browsing and perusing, what's it called, X, and it just, you go down these rabbit holes, and then I realized I am following none of these people. And it's just feeding me basically drama and like world issues and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, this is a lot. Like, this is heavy, bro. And yeah, I think that is one of the platforms where I think I'm just going to like post on it and call it a day. And then Instagram's not as bad because at least I get to see people that I'm actually following. But I feel like the interactions on Instagram have like cut in half and then cut in half again. Like, it's just not there. And then the people on it are just very negative these days as well. And then TikTok, I'm also getting a little bit bored of as well. Like, there's nothing that I'm learning from it. And I'm finding where I'm spending most of my time online now is I'm kind of resorting back to this thing that I did a long time ago, which I feel good doing about, is I'll watch for, thank you so much for the Prime.
3.
I'll go on YouTube and I'll start watching like POV videos of someone going outside taking some photos, or just inspiration stuff, like learning material stuff basically, right? And I feel like that's where most of my time is being spent now. Because the social media aspect of it is just terrible. Like, I think the socials have been kind of forced fed in the worst way possible. And it's even on Twitch, like, you kind of go through this thing where you're kind of following people you like, and then suddenly the platform gets big and people are monetizing it, and then suddenly you're just force fed everyone that you don't give a shit about, and the platform becomes stale. So that's kind of how I've been vibing with social media. So yeah, for lack of a better word, I think let's take these out first. I think I'm just getting a little bored of them. Just a smidge. Is asking for selling advice allowed as long as you're not trying to sell in here? You can ask. I think I'm the worst person to ask, though, funny. I don't really sell keyboards, like, at all. So I might be the worst person to ask here. You can ask chat, see what they know. Hello, what's up, Pika? How you doing? Life is proportionally improved with less social media. Well, and you see so many things these days of people going back to like analog, with everything. People want that old school vintage vibe. Like, they want to feel like they aren't being inundated with information. And I don't think people are meant to live like this. I think people are supposed to have some sort of solidarity mixed in with in-person socialness. Like, I think you're supposed to have the me time and the, like, does that make sense? Like, you're supposed to have that. And the social interactions, for me, like, when they're online, they definitely feel different than when they're in person. Oh yeah, I'm taking vitamin D and stuff. Plus, the sun's been out the last few days. I've been trying to touch grass as much as possible. Yeah, like physical community, or just community where it doesn't feel like you're also being sold on something. Because, dude, that's the other thing I think I'm getting so fucking burnt out on, is everything feels like very, like, there's always a business twist to everything, and I think I'm getting like high-key burnt out on that, bro. Like you join something or you do it, and then it's just like, well, they're gonna ask you for money, then they're gonna do this, then they're gonna do that, and it's just like, oh my god, I just need to like breathe from this. So it's a little fatiguing. let's do this. By the way, guys, this is a commission build for Furky, but we're also taking a look at it, so fun at both ways. Interesting choice of stabs, Furky. I noticed with these, they only really sound good with 205, so we're not going to do anything past light coats here. Very light coats, because anything heavier on this always makes these sound bad. Especially, okay, let me show one of the other reasons why I think sometimes these stabs can sound a little janky, might be the best word for it. Okay. See at the bottom here, they have like this bar that kind of stops the stem from going through. I've noticed from repairing some boards that some people over lube these, and then lube will sit on that top of that rail and make a squishy sound. So you got to be careful with how much you put there. What's up, Hammer? It's okay today. Could be better. How are you doing, sir? Check your DMs. Oh, did it come in, Zach? Okay, I'll double check here after stream. I'm so happy it came in for you, bro. So happy, dude. About time. There's been a few giveaway people that, I mean, I think realistically, I gotta start just sucking it up for some of the giveaway people, because my rule of thumb is like to always just use the base level shipping, just because the giveaway stuff can get kind of pricey. But for some people overseas, when they win, they end up having to wait like 4 to 6 weeks plus. So far we haven't had anything disappear or not arrive, but it is usually a lot longer. I did just turned up, didn't even have to sort of import fees, which was nice. Oh, really? I think I even put that at like regular value too. That's pretty nice if you didn't have to do import fees. Pretty nice indeed. Love my Riva. Ooh, everyone's coming in saying they like their original Riva. I can't wait to build this. I can't wait to see what it sounds like. I never had the pleasure of building one originally, so this should be pretty fun. I had to pay 90 CAD for the 65. It's hit and miss. Sometimes you get like destroyed with fees, and sometimes you get really lucky. You don't have to worry about stuff like that. So it's really hit and miss. I know, I high-key kind of wish we got to build in a plateless one today, but you know what? PP plate ain't that bad. Best board I've ever had? Damn, okay. Furky, some high praise. Some high praise for your original. Did you figure out a color yet? Oh, are you talking to Keepscape? Is the one already built plateless? I haven't actually looked at it. I haven't even like typed on that one there at all, so I can check for you guys here in a bit. All right, and then we're only going to do a light coat here for these, because again, with the QMX stabs, you really got to be careful with how much you apply here. Too much and these will sound like absolute ass. All right, that's one side. And two sides. Oil King's removed from the Envoy. Time to take it apart and put it in the HMX. Ooh, let me know how that goes. Did someone say ass? Oh, goodness. Hello, handsome. What's up, Rodak? How you doing, dude? How are you doing? Okay. Last thing here. Perfect. Like I said, I think QMX stab need like some extra concentration when doing them. So you don't want these to be overdone. HMX sunsets. Did I not try HMX sunsets? Didn't I do those? Didn't I already try the gleams? Sunset gleams, right?
Hello, father.
Hi, Arrow. How you doing today? I hope things are well. Just pulled another one off the wall. Keyboard wall. I am too nervous to mount keyboards to the wall. I think the wall would give in with this place. This place is the condo I'm renting right now. I feel like everything's very cheaply made and poorly made. Like I bumped into the side of the frame for a door last week. And I was just carrying like the side of a computer panel, and it was just like me like accidentally bumping it, and you can see like indents. And I'm like, oh my god, this place is like using like feels like paper mache for the walls. Nike, thank you so much for the Prime. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. All right, screw these back in. Cardboard walls. Yeah, I can't say I'm very impressed with this place. It is, like I said, pretty poorly made. What would you recommend, 7305 or 3305 Milmax sockets? Oh, dude, I'm gonna keep it so fucking real with you, Azim. I hate 7305 sockets. Not only are they incredibly expensive, but like, even myself, I think I'm decent at soldering. Dude, those things are the biggest pain in the ass to solder. I would strongly not use those. I would just stick to 3305s. I don't think there is a single keyboard that I have built yet that requires you to use 7305s. I think you can use 3305s, like -1s, whatever there are, for everything. They're just that much better. And I think the pricing is a little bit cheaper too. You know what else is also that much better? Rodoc, dude. I hope you're having a great day today, man. Just remember, you're the best. Don't let no one tell you otherwise. Love you, dude. This is the same mounting style as the 7V. I have the hardest time getting switches to sound great in the 7V just due to the mounting style. Leaf spring like this is not terribly hard to get done right. But I also think the 7V has a little bit more of like a lighter sound characteristic across the board. I noticed too that the 7V for me took me some time to find switches that I really liked for it. But to also, I guess, make things more difficult for you, 7V for me was at a time where I feel like I thought it was really, like I had a different style of how I would loop switches. And it was great for me at the time, but now when I look back in it, I'm like, oh, I don't like the way I used to loop switches as much during like that 2021 era or whatever it was. Like, our preferences change, right? So if you are kind of struggling with a keyboard that sounds a little bit lighter, a suggestion I could give you is go a little lighter on the loop. Make your switches stand out a little bit more in that aspect. Only difference is 7V has them on the sides too. That is true, yes. Could also affect some resonance there of the plate, maybe. I'm trying to think of a sus joke using the name of the board, but I can't think of anything. Can you all just go like, huh, like I said, the most sussy shit ever? Dandy, huh? Dandy, chill, bro. That's the sussiest shit ever. Chill, dude. Oh my goodness. Relax, dude. You're worse than Toenail Tim. I had a 3305 assembly for my Kaze, and they were bottoming out just because the super tight spacing. Really? I had 3305s in the Kaze, not mine, but a client's, and they've never said anything. I wonder if there is two different types of 3305s. I think there is. I just can't remember now. I think there's two different types of 3305s. It's been a little while. It's been a little while, so I don't really remember. All right, and then Furky sent us over some Gateron minks that he lubed up special for today. So we are gonna try some Gateron minks today. Now to get that first switch in, like I always say, is the most annoying. Although, let me align these pins a little bit better. Three different types even? Yeah, there is, right? I know that I've accidentally purchased longer ones. And then I ended up, I think I've settled on 3305-1s. So I'm still really proud of that Toenail Tim joke. I'm glad it stuck. I'm glad you made that joke too. Because I think I ended up buying a bunch of 3305 and I can show you guys the difference in length. Because I have still that tub that I just don't touch much anymore unless I need it for a project that I know is not going to require the shorter ones. Yeah, but the 3305 ones I think are identical to the pins. You are correct there. They're pretty darn close. Open keyless it is. But I do have a bunch of zeros. Wait, Alex is showing his, oh my god, you know what, Zach? Are barely shorter than switch pins. Are they shorter? I thought they were the same size. Doing 3305s for my derivative, so hopefully that works. You shouldn't have a problem. Actually, you might have a... I don't remember this now off the top of my head. I think the derivative PCB is a little tighter, so you might have a... I don't know if it was this or the Cloudline. It was one of JDW's keyboards. The sockets barely, like they're so hard to seat. I don't remember if it was the derivative or the Cloudline. Maybe it was the Cloudline. It's just one of those two boards, one of JJW's boards. But that is the only thing sometimes with Milmax sockets is you're gonna have a hell of a time seating them on PCBs where it's a different spec or different tolerance. There are certain clients where I've had to tell them like, listen, I've never Milmaxed this PCB before, and I'm just uncertain if we can get this to work. So sometimes we've had those discussions, but yeah, you gotta be careful. Some PCBs aren't Milmax friendly. Yeah, like I think I've had a client also tell me they've damaged. I don't know how true this is, but they've damaged a PCB by trying to force a Milmax socket in, and they ended up ripping off a pad because of how much pressure they were putting onto it. So there's that to probably keep in mind as well. I can see that happening if you do put a lot of pressure. You don't even need soldering. Milmax is as tight as it is. Oh really? It just works? That's crazy. Owl lab boards cannot fail Milmax sockets to begin with, and I realized that too late because I already bought the Milmax sockets for my Chalice. I mean, the nice thing is you probably have a few Milmax sockets now, so if you do get a project in the future that you want to Milmax, at least you have them. I know 3305s aren't the cheapest in the world though. The Envoy was a little bit tight as well, because I remember the only time I've had to Milmax one was the prototype PCB, and I Milmaxed it for a client who was allowed to purchase a prototype, and I remember having a hell of a time doing that. Can you sell me on the benefits of building a board with an aluminum plate? Can I sell you on it? Man, depends on the... I hate to say this, Dandy, but it depends on the board, my friend. I don't even know what we're building. Sell me this. Sell me on it. Go ahead. What's that? It's like, all right, Dandy, do you need a plate? Are you in the need of a plate? Are you looking for a plate? Is that what it is? For a keyboard? Well, good news, Dandy. I got one aluminum plate. Last one on Earth. You want it? I'll sell it to you. It's the only one we got. There. That's my best attempt. I'll take your entire stock. There you go. Mission accomplished, boys. Mission accomplished. Sell him the Riva, Alex. Is this plate sinking a bit? It is a little bit. Okay, let's see if we can prop it up. It's the one thing about PP plates sometimes is you just got to make sure everything's seated nicely. And we're good now. Perfect. Now we shouldn't need a plate fork for this. I can just kind of prop it up with the with this guy, the switch puller. This alu plate right here, forged in the fires of Skyforge. Forged in the fires of Mount Doom. What up, everyone? What's up, Connor? How you doing, man? Actually, I know someone mentioned derivative earlier, but we're doing a derivative this week and next week. I got derivatives coming out the wazoo for you guys next week, bro. I rebuilt my 7V with alu the other day. I should rebuild my 7V. I think I still have the same switches I settled with a while ago. I need to rebuild a few boards. There's a few boards I'd like to change out. I have to admit, not to sound biased, because I know I have, a switch that I've even done with Obscuras. Obscuras are very, they have a nice, pleasant, like very full sound signature. And they have a little bit of that nice scratchiness. So they are fantastic. Build your plateless boards without a plate, please, Keck W. Well, there's actually one or two boards where I'm going to redo very soon. For example, that zero, whatever it is, the one I built the other day. That one there I'm going to redo. Grab some Auralite switches from Ash Cubes since they're going on sale. Ever heard of them? Auralite switches. What color were those? They sound oddly familiar. Wait, a red PCB? Indeed, a red PCB with Gatoron Mink switches. We are using hot swap. I actually thought these were LEDs when I first opened the package. They kind of, I don't know why. They just kind of reminded me of like LEDs. I'm like, oh, that's a weird place for those, but they're not LEDs. They are indeed hot swap sockets. Oh, I have used those. Then I have used them. I couldn't remember what they were called. I don't remember what I thought though. I think it was one of those switches I only got to use for a little bit because it was a commission for Ash Cubes. So I didn't really get to weigh in my thoughts as much as I'd like. With switches, I kind of have to do a nice, like, solid test run of those. Got to test Gatoron's smoothie switches. They felt very nice for... Wait, 3 cents or 30 cents? They're 3 cents each. Give me some. Gatoron's been doing a lot of different switches these days. They've been really pushing it. But I see, I can actually give you guys a little insight of what I think the biggest trend of this year for keyboards is going to be. Mark my words. Hear me out. This is my prediction. I think we're going to see every company, well, maybe not every company. We're going to see a lot of companies try to release a Hall Effect keyboard this year. We've already started seeing it. Mellotrix, some other people. But I think every company is going to, like KVD fans, I think everyone's going to try to get in on that market a little bit. Hall Effect is so popular right now, dude. Hall Effect Rama board, yeah, coming in 2196. Makes sense, but man, that Holy sounded like shit. I know, man. Everyone was really telling me in the comment section that I should try different switches for that, like the ones that are made different without the hole on the bottom. Well, I don't know. I need to figure out how to source some or just grab some But yeah, I do not like those particular switches for HE. I almost wrote off that board because of that. It was kind of sad. I almost wrote off the Holy. Ooh. All right, I'm going to say something I'm a little concerned about, Furky. And perhaps you look into this for, I don't know if it'll affect it that much. Oh, wrong button, guys. The plate is impacting the stabilizer here and pushing up on the stab. So that could potentially affect a few things. I cut that off. Okay, you already worked on that then? Yeah, you got to be careful with impacting stabilizers there. It's the V1 plate. Don't worry, it's already fixed. Beautiful. Furky on top of it, everybody. Thank you, Furky. Thank you. But yeah, that kind of stuff, when I see like impacting, I get very nervous about these days. Simply because that also causes a lot of issues, not only with the stabilizer, but with the keycap. So you got to be a little bit cautious. We'll see if I have to do some surgery on this. If I do, it's just polypropylene. It shouldn't be that difficult to like chop up. It's a name I haven't heard in a long time. All right, let's open this thing up. But yeah, going back to our camera conversation from earlier, I think the one thing I've noticed over the years, also, thank you, Axtro. I appreciate you. Hope you're having a great day. My camera kit has really slimmed down. And then also, one thing that I've noticed is I no longer reach for 1 or 2 lenses when I'm going out. Or sorry, 2 or 3 lenses. I'm bringing 1 lens. And then if I'm feeling like I'm just practicing with the lens like yesterday, then I will perhaps bring a spare lens in a backpack or something. But I usually only go out with 1 lens now. So it's been fun. It's been fun learning a new focal length. I really like the 28mm. There are a few photos I'm very, very proud of right now. But I still think 35 and 50 are my faves. I also love 75, but I think 75 is kind of situational for me. What the heck does Halifax mean? Halifax? Hall effect? Halifax is a province, isn't it? Or, I don't know, is it a city? I have no idea. I don't know my Canada stuff very well. Ooh. Halifax is a city. Yeah, there you go. There, I was wrong, but I don't really travel outside of Ontario, so. Halifax is a bank here in the UK, is it? Oh, that's weird. The cable, like, got caught on itself. It was, like, stuck to the top there. Wow, internal waves. So, Furky, what was the inspiration of doing the internal waves? Does this affect sound profile, or was this just a design choice? I like how it carries on to the copper weight, though. That's really pretty. Very cool. Let's see, how does this look like from this side? Is it just to go with the theme? It's the waves for the orca? It is. I wonder if this does affect any sort of sound profile, though. I thought it looked neat. Okay, so this is just more of a visual choice. Okay. Very, very awesome. Very, very awesome. Cool. All right, so this is kind of following in the same footsteps of the 7V, where you don't have the pads on the bottom. And then you have the pads on the top, which is reminiscent of the 7V and how it was mounted for that. So some people may not like that, but I think we should be able to get away with that and make it sound nice. Oh, this is a plateless version that we're using here. This was plateless. Fricky, I'm going to fix up your stabilizers later. Oh, I can't because these are QMX. Never mind. You know what? I'm not going to type on this one here right now. They're kind of, not to diss you up, Fricky. I'm not trying to. This is not the intent of what I'm trying to say, all right? But I'd rather not show the board in the light of Radley stabilizers. Oh yeah, I guess I could just take them off. I'll do that for you afterwards, okay, Furky? I'll fix up those stabs, my friend. Throughout this playlist, literally can just unscrew them. Hi Alex, first time actually watching your live because I'm on holidays for 4 weeks. Oh, cool. Before this, I just let your stream play and slept because you're usually live at 3. And oh, I'm so sorry. I know I've been trying to do different schedules for things. Here, you know what? Let's just put the top case back on. Let's just do a quick little demo for playlists. Quick little. So really nice. What are these switches? Are these Oil Kings? Wow, these Oil Kings sound extremely deep, and I'm not used to Oil Kings sounding like this. Really? I think this sounds really good even like this. Hold on, let's screw 2 screws back in really quick. Just so we can get like a good little idea of what the playlist sounds like. Well, screw 4 screws back in. And then we'll move it all over to the other guy over here. My Oil Kings don't sound like that. So I was a little bit like, huh. Was the 35mm lens your go-to when going out? My go-to these days is the 35. I think 35 is just like a decent focal length for everything. Sometimes if I feel like I want a bit more reach, I'll bring a 50. I'll be honest, for Keith, it sounds exactly the same. So this is the plateless variant that Furky built up. Okay, let's ignore the spacebar. I have to. No, it is pretty loud. My mic doesn't actually do anything different when it hears loud sounds. It just just a shotgun mic with no filters, no nothing like that. It is a little bit bouncy. I would say that it's less bouncy than I thought it was gonna be, but it's still very soft. The alphas sound phenomenal. I really like plateless on particular builds, and I think this is one of the particular builds that I'll probably end up preferring the alpha sounds in the plateless variant. But let's see what the non-plateless variant sounds like. Fricky, that sounds great. Let's see the one that we put together today, though. Let us see. Let's put this to the side, and let's throw in this guy. Let's plug you in as well. This goes incredibly hard. I'm very intrigued. Fricky has been coordinating this build stream with me for what feels like forever, so I'm glad to see this project get off the ground. Fricky, I will say, the only maybe small quality of life thing I'd like to see, which I might have to unscrew all this, huh? It's a little short. Fricky, would you recommend I take off the weight and kind of doing it the opposite way? Actually, I guess you can't really do that, huh? It is a little short, a little awkward to kind of reach this. I think better channeling for cables is something that I feel like gets overlooked sometimes. It's a little awkward to kind of plug in here. Should be able to get it though. There's gaskets on the top. It works kind of like the 7V. Oh my goodness. We'll get it, guys. Pinky swear it. definitely would like a slightly longer cable. Literally like 3 centimeters longer would have probably been very beneficial. There we go, got it. Not much bigger, but just a slight hair longer would be very nice for this Furky. Oh, that looks great with the mink switches. Dandy, I knew someone was gonna say that, and I had a feeling it'd be you. I can make them longer, perfect. Those cables are custom anyways. Awesome. Yeah, just a hair. Again, not the end of the world. I feel like that's more of a quality of life thing. Helps with the build experience, which I know I've said this in the past. I think build experience is very important. So 3 centimeters is more than enough. Hey, bro, I'm the one advocating for just 3 more centimeters. But I think 3 millimeters? No, not 3 millimeters. 3 millimeters is too short. Okay, don't fucking... guys, I don't even want to talk anymore about length, okay? Let's not talk about it anymore, all right? Let's just not. Let's just move on from this conversation. I think let's just screw in the board. It's a sensitive topic for sure. No, it's not that time either. Let's just Oh, another little design aspect too is you can slightly see the copper weight from the USB-C port. So very nice, very cool design Furky. Not on God's day. I had enough of this. I'm moving on from this combo. Do you guys want to see this keycap set on it again, or should we use something different? Maybe we'll just put this keycap set on it. I like the way this looked. Let's just move it. So nice.
That color is stunning.
Thank you, I appreciate that, Fearless. And thank you so much for the compliment for Furky's board. Let's just move it over. Ooh. You know, okay, I still don't know what happened to my Blurple set. I have it on the board, but I cannot find Blurple, like the case for it. And I have not thrown anything out. I know for a fact I had Blurple still in its original packaging. And I have absolutely zero idea of where I put my Blurple set. I've never misplaced a GMK box ever in my entire life, so beats me where it happened to it. Do you like step caps in HHKB? I prefer step caps for anything. I think I've actually used step caps so often now that when I'm doing any task on the computer and I'm typing, I know you're supposed to use the scoop for the homing row here, but I think on top of using the scoop, I also have my pinky feeling out where this is, where my pinky's supposed to go. So I think seeing that divot here helps me align my hands. So it doesn't bother me having step caps in HHKB or the standard config of builds. It just kind of helps me align better with my board. Oh, it sounds mighty different with Gateron Minx. Alex, stop teasing me. I hope these stabs ended up turning out okay. Like I said, QMX stabs, it's kind of like you have to hope they get done right with the board fully assembled. So sounds like I did them good though the first time, which is fantastic. I always get a little nervous with QMX stuff because I've done testing, before you start putting together the board, and then suddenly they settle and they sound bad. I would only use them with plateless boards. I agree. Again, not the biggest fan of QMX stabs in the world, but I mean, they're just different stabilizers. Everyone has different preferences when it comes to how they like their stabs. I can't remember the last time I loved a board like this one aesthetically. Yeah, we'll show off some of the aesthetics with this again. I think this is a very pretty board. Even in terms of here, we'll go down to the top view. In terms of just the bezel width, I think this is absolutely stunning. Again, this is kind of my thing. I kind of like the way this looks, so might be bias. Thinner side bezels. This has a very, very thin wall on the side. Not as thin as something like the Ori. That Ori was incredibly thin. And then you got that fat top and fat bottom. Well, fatter than the side. I like that. I like seeing the chunkiness on the top and the bottom. The cherry lip also kind of gives an illusion of having a thinner bezel on the bottom, which is kind of cool, but I've always liked the aesthetic of those as well. I don't necessarily always use cherry lips for the intent of lowering the effective front height, I guess, but I think they're just cool aesthetically. Like, it doesn't bother me having a little bit more of like an arch here or whatever. So then you got the side profile with those waves. Very subtle, but it looks really, really good like that. And then that beautiful side. So it is kind of like a box on wedge, just with a lot of personality. FR. Let's not objectify people like that. We can objectify the keyboards, but let's not do the people. I can't buy boards that don't have thin bezels anymore. It just looks classy, right? It's just a very classy look. Effective front height isn't affected by cherry lip since it's measured at the bottom of the row. Am I miswording what I'm saying, Nork? Maybe the front height, it kind of like cheats the front height a little bit. How can I explain what I'm trying to say? You just won't be bothered by like you can kind of lower your wrists a little bit. It kind of, okay, not effective. It lowers the perceived. Maybe perceived is the right word, I'm thinking. Kind of helps with that a little bit. Perceived front height is probably the better word here. It's like a placebo effect. Correct. Yeah. It's comfier for your wrists. I misworded it. My apologies, everybody. So I can already tell the alphas aren't as loud, but I think that's also because Gatoron Minx aren't as loud too. Very, very nice though. So let's go over the aesthetics one more time. Again, that side profile. Let me zoom in a little. Look at that side profile. Look at it. Again, it's a subtle kind of wave effect that they're going for here, but it looks really good. It looks very, very, very good. And then you have that tapered inwards, very, very sharp as well when you kind of get to it. Like, not sharp physically, but the design is very sharp. Love that as well. So it is very much a stylized, I'd say, box on wedge, if you even want to call it that at this point. The Orca here on the bottom, which I think is really cool. You got some standard feet that I'm sure that if these happen to fall off, that you can just put some regular stuff you can get on Amazon. Recessed USB-C port. It's very low. Again, just to point this out, this perhaps might be problematic for people who use cables that are this end of the cable here. Some people have those like super stylized ones. Do I have any on hand? I don't. Where they have those like connectors and they're really chunky. So you may not be able to use those for this. You might have to skip on it. Lindy? Do Lindy have fat connectors? I don't think they do they? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like the really chunky front end pieces. They're kind of like cages, I guess, or like, protectors, or I don't know what they are. They're just for aesthetics. Yeah, like the metal rounded ones. Actually, you know what? I do have one. It's literally sitting right over here. It's just plugged in. Like something like this, where they're super chunky. This won't work. This is going to, first of all, touch the board, and it's going to braze it off to the side like this. See how it's like lower? So yeah, this stuff won't work. These caps or whatever you want to call them. And then yeah, here's the front. Here's the bottom again, if you guys want to just quickly see it. It's a beautiful looking keyboard. Cherry lip, which is, some people find them very comfy, some people don't care. I'm in the boat of I think they look pretty, but I don't really mind not having one, so I think they just look pretty. It just gives the board some extra dimension. How to add +1 typing angle? Wait, oh yeah, I just used the cable. Yeah. All right, I guess let's see what this variation of this board sounds like. I think I'm really personally in love with the way that the plateless sounds like, and I think if I had to build this board for myself, I would probably pick plateless. There's a hair stuck in the front row. Did one of my hairs fall off? In the front row. Oh, yeah, one of my hairs fell off. I got you. Chisler, good eye. That 4K resolution coming in clutch, my guy. Good eye. All right, let's see what this sounds like now. So, Gateron mix switches, done with 20530. I opened them up and I think it had a custom spring. I don't know if Ferky can confirm that. And we're using GMK switches and a PP plate. Oh, let's not type. Let's open a notepad. Okay. I found a hair in my 7V when I rebuilt it yesterday. Only problem is I shaved my head. I don't know, Lego. That sounds funky. Yeah, it has a very, I think woody is a very good term to use here. Yeah, this is very neutral in sound. The plateless has definitely louder alphas, which I personally prefer. However, I'm going to say this. Gateron Mink switches are very, very low in sound signature. And I'm kind of curious to see what something else sounds like. So we're gonna pull out a different switch here. Let's do a macchiato first, because we've been really liking how macchiato spacebars have been sounding. See how different that is? Yeah, it's very, very, very pleasant with a different switch. Again, I don't mean to discredit Minks. I quite like the Gateron Mink switches, but they are very soft. They're kind of like the Curry switches, where they're just very, very soft in sound signature. Yeah, this is a stock macchiato. They're fantastic switches, the macchiatos. The HMX is killing it right now. And then if we were to also swap out, what else do I got a lot of in here? Actually, let's also see the alphas swapped out to 2 macchiatos. But let's grab a... Fortunately for you guys, I don't think I have any of my cherry switches. Oh, never mind. Not fortunately for you guys. Joke's on you. I have a Nixie right over here. Not fortunately for anybody now. I think that's kind of in between. It's a little bit in between. I think I do prefer the HMX for this particular sound profile. I think the polypropylene plate leans a bit more to obviously a plasticky kind of sound. And then I guess the last try we can do here. What else do I got? Do I have any cream soda switch? I don't think I have any more cream sodas at all. So you know what? Let's try a... There's so many sirens. Let's see, what else can I try? Let's try one more HMX switch. I think this is the cloud. Oh, that's not going in nice. And then I will put in the other switches into the alphas and see what the alphas sound like versus having the Gateron Minks. I will have extra cream sodas. Could send you some. Oh, I'm sure I have a few extras. I appreciate the offer though. I just don't know where they are. They're probably in the front in like a little baggie somewhere, because I think I should have like 2 or 3 extra. All right, let's see what this sounds like with this now. All right, so the H&J. Actually, the HMXs are very loud. Try one thing here. That is very, very, very in your face. Kind of harsh. Yeah, I agree. The HMX might be a little harsh. Oh, go figure. Is the cherry switch perfect? I should have one more cherry switch right here. Cherries on top. I mean... like versus yeah, the Gateron Minks are definitely quieter. They're definitely a bit quiet. However, still sounds good even with the Gateron Minks. I don't mind the sound signature at all. It is very balanced. I think it's very well, maybe not balanced per se, but it leans more to a neutral sound signature. But overall, I think the board sounds really nice. The mounting style on it works. You can do either plateless or, with a plate. Overall, I think this sounds pretty good. You can really compare and hear the scratch. Oh yeah, the scratch is definitely prevalent as well. 100%. Let's put the cherry switch back in here. I quite like the cherry. Now, let's see again, just with the cherry, one last sound test here. I agree with that comment that Birkin just said. This board shows the sound of the switches. It very much allows the switches to shine when you use a plate with this. However, I do think the plateless is going to definitely give you that very deep sound signature, which is still awesome. We like to see that. That's exactly what I like with plateless as well. But yeah, the plate definitely allows the switch to kind of do some more of the talking here. Nice board. Decent price point as well. $340 American. I think, what, $390 for EU people. But very, very nice. Fricky. I mean, you've kind of already addressed everything that I talked about, which is the only real thing being the short cable on the internals, but sounds good, dude. Turned out very, very nice. What the hell, Insty? Insty just coming in here saying some sussy. That's a buy. Yeah, turned out nice. Oblotsky's a vendor. Oblotsky is a, in my heart, AAA. But Oblotsky is a great, great vendor as well. So good pair up between Furky and Oblotsky here. Decent price point, I'd say. A lot of, you can tell a lot of love went into this, which I like to see. I like to see it. Nice. Very nice. Who's winning the Super Bowl? Guys, listen, I don't even know if one fucking team in the Super Bowl. I have absolutely no clue who's going to win the Super Bowl. I don't know any of the team names. I don't know Taylor Swift probably. I know that's a thing, but I don't know any teams. I don't know who's playing. I don't even know what, I'm joking. I know what sport it is, but I barely know anything about football. So Purdy will save us? I have no idea. God, I know nothing about sports. I'm telling you right now. That's like the weakest subject I can ever talk about on the face of this planet. Is probably sports. And not for nothing, I think sports are probably the thing I'm least interested in. What cameras do I use? For pictures, I use a Fuji. For pictures primarily, I have a camera on loan right now, but basically I use an X-T4. I'd like to get an X-T5. But for the last little bit, I've been using the GFX 100S, which is a medium format one, which I think is just, the file size is too big on that. Too big. And then for walking around the city, I use a Leica M11. Yeah, the X-T5s, I'm kind of waiting for a sale, to be honest, because I am selling my HX2S. That was my main camera. However, I realized that I do not use the video function as much as I want. And I think at this point here, I'd rather have someone who wants to use video have that camera. So I'm selling that one there, and I'm picking up mainly a stills camera. But yeah, my combination of when I go out now is just a Leica and then a lens to go with that. I say just, but a Leica is awesome to have, and I'm very blessed to own one. Hi, Alex. I'm setting up for my nephew's B-Day party. Oh, I hope it's good. I hope it's really, really good. That sounds like a fun afternoon. Or I don't know what time of day it is there, but fun day. I'm hoping my X100V will be here next week. I heard rumors there's going to be a new X100. I heard rumors. So I don't know how true that is. We're using Analog Dreams today. Can I hear the Kohaku spacebar? The X101 Revolutionary. I don't know what it's going to be called, but I heard rumors. There's some interesting camera stuff that I heard rumors about. I don't know. I can ask Marcia if she wants to do those things, because you asked, just wondering if you and Apiary are planning to do those weekly streams together where you discuss upcoming sets and boards. I don't know. I'm already kind of in a weird spot where I think I've been overbooking myself for streams. And then on top of that, me and Tim and Angel do the podcast. I don't know if mentally, like, I love Marcia. I think she's awesome. I just don't know if I have the mental, like, not capacity. I don't know if I have, I guess mental capacity. I just don't know if I could physically fit that into my schedule without feeling like, again, just too much screen time. So I don't know. I'd like to maybe somehow fit that in. Maybe we just don't do it as often. Maybe I can talk to Marcy about doing it like once a week, but Kohaku to plateless Riva? I mean, you can just go back in the stream and take a look at it. So nice. Astra, thank you so much for the tier 1 for 6 months in advance. I really appreciate the love and support. You guys want me to do the Riva sound test one more time? Which one? The plateless one or the one with the plate? I'll let you guys pick. If you guys want, I'll switch it over. Yeah, I already did the plateless one. If you guys want to, just to save, I guess, all of us some pain of having to switch back and forth with keycaps, because I do want to just do a quick, like, little after stream of this, but totally up to you guys. The better one, I think that's a little bit, what's it called? It's a little bias and preference based. You guys want me to do the plateless one again? Plateless? All right, while we talk about camera gear, then I'll switch it, okay? Let me switch it all back for you guys. Fine. Plateless without keycaps. Oh, that's a challenge. But yeah, I've been, Fuji's been great. I think Fuji has been my go-to for most of my camera stuff, but I will say, playing around with a rangefinder outside, again, I find myself, if I take out a camera with full auto features and autofocus and auto everything, I tend to get lazy with my shots, and I tend to do this thing where I just start snapping photos like mad. But with the rangefinder, even if I have something like auto ISO or anything, I tend to find, because I have to slow down to compose and focus, because I really haven't mastered the art of zone focusing as so many people do. I find myself a lot of the times slowing down and recomposing and getting shots I normally wouldn't get. So that has been the joy of, I guess, just slowing down and being a little bit more analog, I guess. Have I tried analog camera? Do you mean like film? I used to shoot film all the time. Have I tried it in recent times? No. Oh, dude, there's some people on Discord. I think I'm like okay at taking pictures. There are some people on Discord, like our Discord, that post in the photography section. Some people on Discord are fucking cracked at photography, dude. Like, they're very inspiring. Like, Dane is one of them, man. Dane is super inspiring to watch. Definitely keep an eye on him for his photos and photography chat. Geoff has been doing a great job with keyboard stuff. There's been a few other people that have been taking some beautiful photos. Sorry if I don't remember everyone's name in the photography channel, but Frostwitch? Nah, we'll just switch keycap sets. I don't feel like... Honestly, guys, my room's a little bit messy behind me, and I don't really feel like unburying stuff just to find a keycap set. I'd rather be sitting here and talking to you guys instead of spending the next 15 minutes looking for something. That's why I've been kind of pre-prepping keycaps sets lately, if you guys haven't noticed. So my room's going through a bit of a in-between phase, I guess. Need a shovel? Honestly, it's just boxes. It's not even like actual stuff. It's just like boxes that I haven't thrown out yet that I've been too lazy to break down. Amongst IEM's keyboards and astrophotography gear, I'm glad to be single right now or else be financially dead. Dude, I know exactly what you mean. I really haven't made a whole crap ton of photography purchases though in the last little bit. I swapped out a camera, but it effectively didn't really cost me anything because I'm selling a camera. Well, I'm going to be switching out a camera, but it'll effectively cost me nothing. But I think the last purchase I made was probably in... I mean, it's not too far away when you think about it. Probably August, September was the last thing that I picked up, which was a 28mm lens. But yeah, camera gear gets expensive. Do you have any Jenga? Oh, dude, I have not had a Jenga incident since that day, bro. That day taught me a lot. Don't stack all your GMK boxes on top of each other because the GMK foam or the potato foam will eventually decay. Some people do purchase quite often. Like, dude, I was talking, oh my God, I have, like, I don't know if you guys have had this. If anyone here has like any hobbies where, well, okay, not just the hobby, but you have that one friend who's in the hobby with you, and that one friend is a super bad influence on you, who basically kind of like, let's just say you don't have like that need to buy new things, but that one friend does, and he pushes that want onto you. I am that friend. Oh, toxic piano. I mean, that makes sense because you're toxic piano. That makes sense. I have a friend who literally every time I do anything camera related, he's like, dude, picture this. And then he'll do this thing where I'm just like, oh my God, that does make sense. But it doesn't actually make sense. But he makes it make sense. Where's Howie? Dude, Howie's kind of like that low-key. So I was showing him a photo I took, and he's like, and I happen to misfocus a little bit because I have a rangefinder and I just happened to misfocus. It was whatever. The photo still looked great. It just wasn't tack sharp. He hits me with a, that wouldn't have happened if you had a Q3. And then I'm just like, my God, dude, like, let's not go down this route. He's like, dude, listen to this. Just get a Q3. Like, just casually spend $10,000. I'm like, okay, you know, like, and he's like showing me photos and I'm like, okay, stop making a case for this. He's like, dude, just like sell this one thing, like switch this. And I'm like, oh my God. So had to put a stop to that last night. When you have your own enthusiasm, addictive tendencies with something, you really have to be self-aware about not putting that onto other people. Dude, that is so like purely facts, dude. Fuck, I am that guy. Yeah, I find like obviously I still love my friend, but he definitely gets a little bit like he's probably watching right now. Gets a little too pushy sometimes. The stream is the friend for me. Yeah, just buy within your means. That, like Ooh, the playlist sounds so good. Hold on, I need to type for you guys. Yeah, I think this is definitely a plateless config board. I'm sorry, Furky, but I much prefer the plateless. I think the plate does sound nice and it definitely shows the switch a lot more. But I think this has like that extra oomph that really like separates, you know, this config from this config. Plateless 100%, dude. I mean, I have an ARC that's played it and I don't mind. I think the ARC's the best comparison I can make. Oh, do you? Plateless is better? If anyone here has a Tomo, I highly recommend trying polypropylene plate. Polypropylene with a Tomo? No, that's just probably the angle that you're looking at. As you can see, these are not iron blockers. If these had iron blockers, you bet you're behind, I would have called that out. The iron blocker situation, I have to sit here and confess, that was the most ridiculous thing that I've ever heard in my entire life. I don't know how you can justify accidentally making the blockers a different size as a design choice. Long story short, Cobalt, on one of the iron releases, I don't even remember which one it was. The blockers were small, like they had a lot of gap, and I think they ended up coming out and saying it was a deliberate design choice. When I heard that, I've never really been into the iron keyboards, by the way, guys. I heard that and I was like, my God, man, that is like the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. And it's a really expensive board, you are correct. Can't say I agreed with what they said. I did build one. I did build one of those like smaller blocker boards. And the way to combat, to even see that, is we just use black keycaps. So you can't really tell, but CK still has them sitting. It was a design choice, just not a good one, for real. Didn't the first proto have blockers too large? I recall something like that. It's been a little while though, FN. I don't really remember. I think it was that exactly. Any thoughts on the sequence? Are you talking about the board from Parallel? My honest recommendation is to not purchase anything from Parallel until they figure out shit with their last board. I can't really get behind a company that hasn't really fixed problems. I don't know if they have or not. Maybe they have and I'm just talking out of my ass. But I don't really want to, like, you know, tell you yes, even though it might be in stock. They were great at one point, but they did a group buy that went kind of sideways and they really haven't taken responsibility and fixed problems for it yet. So they have been completely silent for almost a year. Well, that's not true. They've said a few things, Lego, but it has been hot air, I feel, at this point. What are my IEMs? Campfire Andromedas. 2021 or 2022 version. One of the two. I think it's 2021. It was for the beam. I never built the beam. I never saw the beam. I don't even really remember what it looks like. But at least I don't think I built the beam. I think that was one of their only group buy boards other than the Snake. Because everything else they did was in stock, no? I'm pretty positive everything else they did was in stock boards. So I think the Snake, which turned out pretty cool, I think people were just missing feet with that, was one that I got to take a look at. And then the next one was the Beam. I don't know why they went back to group buys. But it is what it is, I guess. They announced their TKL in the 75, then went dark. Oh boy. Have you seen any new info on the JJW Gradient? No, I have not actually. Now I want to go look this up. Hold on. Let me copy paste this and save it for later. I didn't even know JJW was making a new keyboard. Well, I mean, probably makes sense. The gradient. Let's see. Ooh, this is kind of pretty. Is it just this one little photo set? Yeah, I don't have much info past it. It's a 65. Kind of looks like an Evolve. I don't know if it kind of looks... I mean, perhaps maybe like the whole backplate type thing, but I think the Evolve is very unique. Yeah, there's not much, it doesn't look like there's much info on this. All right, though, guys. I mean, I hope everyone enjoyed the stream today. Yeah, I thought today's stream was going to be a little bit longer, but I mean, we did hot swap. I for some reason thought we were doing a solderable board today. But yeah, guys, if you guys want to, check out Furky's. Again, this is a commission for Furky, so if you guys want to. We're also taking a look at it. Furky's part of the Discord. You know, he's a good guy in the community. Thought we'd take a look at it today. So Mr. Oblotsky, who's a friend of ours as well, is going to be running this board. Should have about a 4-month lead time, I think Furky was saying, and then about going to be, what's the price point again, Furky? 360? 360 was it? 360. Or 340. One of the two. 340, I believe it was. Well, for 340, there it is. Nork has me. Thank you, Nork. Very, very nice. Where do you buy my KTT roses? I used to get them from Alpha Keys, and then Alpha Keys made buying from them awkward because they just don't do they're so bad at communication. So nowadays I get them from Shockport if they have them in stock, and then I think mainly I've been buying like all the switches I want from Kinetic Labs because they also have them there. All right, guys, let's go see who we can go raid. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for the subs. Thanks for the follows today. Let's go raid, I guess, Marshmallows because Insty's saying it. And then I'll be online tomorrow. I'll post my schedule later tonight. But this week here, I believe every day except for Sunday will be a client commission board. And then next week is all client commission boards. Little insight, if there is any prototypes, I have basically told everyone that I want to focus on commission keyboards for the next little bit. Just because I find that more enjoyable. So I'm taking a little small 2-week maybe hiatus from doing prototypes and stuff like that. So I'm mainly going to be focusing on commissions. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Hope everyone has a good rest of their day. Stay hydrated, eh? And guys, good financial choices. They're just keyboards. They're just things. Don't worry about it. Don't stress. Have good times instead. Take care, everybody. Enjoy, and good night. Bye-bye.